One day, Gordon was resting in a siding. He was feeling unwell and complained to the other engines.
"Oh, I get so out of breath," he groaned. "But no one cares. They just tell me to have a rest. It's disgraceful."
"You should ask the Fat Controller to give you tanks and a bunker," teased Thomas. "That'll make you feel better. We tank engines never get out of breath, you know." It was lucky for Thomas that Gordon really didn't have the energy to reply. That evening, the men checked Gordon all over. But they couldn't make him better. "You need new tubes, Gordon," they said. "You'll have to go to the works to have them fitted." While Gordon was away, the Fat Controller chose Henry to pull the express. Henry was delighted. He loved having a chance to go flying down the line. However, his high spirits dissipated, as the day before Gordon was due back, he became ill too. The men tried to get him ready, but it was no good. The Fat Controller was not happy.
"There's nothing we can do, sir,"
said the inspector. "The only spare engine we have is Thomas, but he can't pull the train alone." The Fat Controller pondered.
Could you manage if Jock helped?"
he asked. The inspector shook his head. "The two of them with Percy might be able to manage, but it'll be hard work." And so it was arranged. The three tank engines were coupled together. Percy in the front, Dap behind him, and Thomas in front of the coaches. The passengers climbed into the coaches, and before long, the guard's whistle blew. It was time to be off. Come on, fussed Percy importantly.
We're doing it,
puffed Duck. Pull harder, Thomas grumbled to the others.
Slowly but surely, a cavalcade drew out of the platform and onto the open line. The three engines couldn't go as fast as Gordon, but the passengers didn't mind. They knew the tank engines were doing their best. Now, express trains are not like branch line trains. They don't stop at most stations. This meant that the three engines never got a chance to catch their breath. Soon, the engines began to feel tired. They reached Edward's station and stopped for a rest. Nearby, Edward was backing down onto old slow coach. Edward, are you going to be taking coach out today? Can't you be a back engine and help us climb the hill? I'm sorry, Thomas, Edward sighed with an apologetic look, but I have to make up for lost time. I was filling in for you on your branch line this morning, and the charity event this afternoon's already been delayed considerably. Do your best to climb it. Only advice I have to give is to take it steady. Can't stay to talk. Good luck. With a pitying peep of his whistle, Edward puffed away, leaving the three engines dumbfounded. We'll have to manage ourselves. Try your best, you three. And with that, the cavalcade set off once more. They surged ahead, struggling up the hill, but the strain was beginning to show. We're getting there. Nearly there. We see the top. We see the top. We're getting there. I don't feel so well. Something's wrong. Go on. You can do it. At last, tired but triumphant, they reached the top and began coasting down the other side. I'm glad we didn't stick there, sighed Thomas with relief. Gordon wouldn't have let us hear the end of it. They had spoken too soon. The ordeal had proven too much for poor Percy. His driver whistled to warn the others, and the cavalcade came to a halt. We can't take you off here, Percy. Do your best to keep your brakes off. It's not much further to the workstation. This, however, made the journey much harder for the other two engines. As the works grew closer still, they used every last ounce of strength and steam to summon a last valiant effort to reach the station. Nearly there, panted Duck. We can make it, wheezed Thomas. Poor Percy had no steam left to say anything. At last, the workstation pulled into view. They were on the final approach when Duck found that he simply could go no further. Thomas tried his hardest, but he wasn't able to pull the heavy coaches and pushed Duck and Percy all on his own. The cavalcade came to a halt, with the workstation right in front of them. There, in a siding, was Gordon, aghast at what he had seen. The Fat Controller had been in one of the coaches and came to tell the engines how proud he was of them. You have all done your best, and I'm very proud of you. You may go and rest, and we'll all get a new coat of paint. The three engines were uncoupled, and gratefully, they moved away. Gordon saw the red cheeks on their faces. He smirked at Thomas, took 3 deep breaths, and winked cheekily. Thomas knew exactly what he meant.